It was the end of a long day, the sun beginning to take its leave, pouring shades of rich orange light through the windows. The classroom was empty, save for a tall, slender, and mysteriously handsome man standing at the massive table at the center, his hands working with alarming dexterity. Strands of pale white hair billowed from his head, masking his features from anyone who might have caught a glance of him. Yet anyone who would have seen his gaudy turquoise mistake of an outfit would have recognized him immediately. Being eternally young came with its perks, although composing music was simply not one of them. A once respected professor at this prestigious school, the now disgraced Chateau Loire spent his days waggling his sword in public at various onlookers, much to their dismay. Now, what he could be doing was anyone's guess. "Ah, this will do," he said, for no particular reason. Instantly, as if at the presence of his voice, the room stank of stale onions. In his hands was a vial of unusually colored liquid labeled motivation juice. Placing it on the table, the ostentatiously fake Frenchman took a step back to admire his own creation, his posture beaming with faggotry. Nir and Noah drank the motivation juice. A troubled moan escaped Nir's lips, her face suddenly red. Beads of sweat dotted the length of her brow, and her pupils had shrunk to the size of tiny beads glued to the screen. Taking notice of whatever bizarrety had taken hold of her sister, Noah bounded over. Nir, what's wrong? Noah asked bemusedly, until she too took a look at the screen. An explosion of heat suddenly washed over her tiny body, overwhelming her with a rush of a powerful sensation that she could not understand. Wave after wave of this heat swelled within her, threatening to break free. She opened her mouth to cry, but instead what came out was a noise, a guttural yelp she didn't even know she could make. Noah staggered back from the computer, her breathing ragged, her body drenched in sweat. Everything felt tingly, and for some reason, between her legs, it was uncomfortably warm and sticky. Her limbs felt weak. She could barely stand, yet still, somehow, she knew she wanted more. Nir, she moaned, weakly tugging at her sister's bright blue sleeve. You felt it too? Nir tore her gaze away from the screen. Such a simple action seemed like it took a great deal of effort, and nodded vigorously, her eyes filled with an unusual hunger. Then, at the same time, they both cast their eyes upon the screen once more. Upon the combined sight of both the letters AAA and the strange May symbol, the twins found the same violent surge of sensation washing over them again, sending their tiny bodies convulsing. Somewhere within them, something deep and primal erupted with great force. Nir tumbled off her chair and plummeted to the floor, while Noah merely collapsed, her knees having lost all strength. The two little girls then laid there on the floor for a good while, wrecked by this torrent of strange and unusual pleasure. The only sound in the room, their soft, troubled breaths. Even though this time they had both expected it, it was just as intense. Just what was this happy sensation, they both wondered, their young minds unable to fathom the events that had just taken place.